everybody. Places. And scene. Welcome everybody to Side Eye Radio. I am not Destro. Unfortunately, he couldn't be with us today. But instead, you have Black Logic, and I welcome myself to you. On my right, come relax. On my right,
Nina. I know you missed me.
and the lovely lady to my left,
Priscilla.
Yeah. We are your hosts for Side Eye Radio episode something. And today's lovely sponsors, Star Liquors, shout out. For those of us that drink, that is, shout out Star Liquor. And we are enjoying a
They also have mixers, they have soft drinks.
And that.
You don't have to be an alcoholic.
No, yes, they cater to everybody. The
You can
liquor's
book us
just
for your
in the
gigs, we do vending.
name. Yeah, the liquor's
Mobile
just
bar.
in the name. It's not an actual.
No, in fact, she must be speaking for herself. You understand? Seriously.
Please like and follow us on all our social media platforms. That's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Turn up. So, what do we have on the docket for today, Nina?
So, our topics for today,
Mm-hmm.
or like the main topic, obviously because I'm invested.
Girl.
We recently had the Zamtel social media awards, right? They were buzzing all over the socials.
Yeah.
Buy Zamtel SIM card, all the content creators were asking us to vote for them, etc. So I would like to say like the internet was very like half and half about the results or the awards that were given, right? We had Bamatero, shout out. Okay. Very funny guy actually. Shout out to him. He actually put a lot of effort in his content.
Turn up. Congratulations.
Yeah,
to
so
you,
he walked away with 6 awards and the main prize, which was the Hilux,
6
which he then
awards
said
is
he gave to his wife.
ridiculous.
Allegedly.
See what men are doing, huh? See what men are doing for other people, huh?
No, when will it be her tail?
Hey! Whatever prayers she prays.
From our lips.
So anyway,
Serious, huh?
social media there were so many different opinions. Other people were not happy that he walked away with the main prize or with as many prizes as he did, and other people thought he was very deserving of the awards that he got. So the discussion now is, what do you think about it? Let's start first from the social media awards themselves before we get to the actual people.
So what's the category of the awards that he won?
I think content creator of the year.
Best content creator. Well, one of them was best content creator of the year.
And there was content creator of the year. I think one of them was also.
I think he's had a very like gradual incline. Like he's not somebody that just like popped on the scene, and then just he started doing like silly videos like in ShopRite.
Yeah.
He goes in ShopRite, he starts eating a biscuit, and people are wondering like, do people know he's doing this? Is he, has he actually, spoken to the people, management, or he's just, So I think people caught on eventually that it's his thing. In some places he would ask, in some places he wouldn't, and that's what would make it interesting, I guess. Yeah, so I feel like in terms of content creation, he's been like committed. Like how your favorite character wears the same clothes. Yeah, like there's no other content creator that does that.
Yeah.
Like he wears the same clothes all throughout his content, which is a bit crazy.
Mm.
I hope he's got different pairs.
I mean, he
Or
won the
consistent
award
dry
in a
cleaner.
suit. Come on.
He was in a suit.
No, I think she means like different pairs of the same
Same
outfit.
outfit.
So
Yeah,
same
like-
outfit.
Or it's just laundry. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Yeah, obviously, and also I feel like he doesn't have like a specific target audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's very relatable.
Mhm.
Like you could have his birthday and like one of his videos, might not be all of them, but one of his videos will definitely make you laugh.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like people that are not like very literate, like social media and stuff, would still vibe like, oh, that. And also it's very relatable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he was deserving of their words.
Who else
and
was in the category that people feel like, oh, okay, I think this person was more deserving?
Well, not just him, right? Because Yo Maps won YouTuber of the Year,
Mhm.
and people were upset.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Okay.
Is he a YouTuber?
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's the question.
That-
That's
yeah.
the question.
So, like, actual YouTubers,
Like,
or people that actually make content for YouTube.
YouTube, yeah.
I think Mix made a post about it. I'd seen. He was very condescending.
I mean, to be
actually.
fair, music videos are YouTube content.
Yes,
They fall
but
under the description of
they
YouTube
do,
content.
they do,
and
they
he's got
do.
some of the most successful Zambian music videos.
yes, but does he create the actual content?
Ooh.
I think we need to understand the difference between a celebrity and a content creator.
That part.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
part. That
Can
part.
those things merge together?
I don't think so.
Can a content creator be a celebrity?
Yes.
Because right now it's very imperative that a celebrity needs to be a content creator.
Sure. Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
artists right now are content creators. There's not just that
Yeah,
you're an artist, you
yeah.
just make music.
Mhm.
You're an artist slash content creator.
Yeah.
So can a celebrity be a content creator?
I get that, and I see his content mostly on Facebook,
Mm.
right? So him winning the award for YouTube was also a bit like,
Mm.
You know what?
because not only does it, because he doesn't. You know how like you have artists who also make like skits, like you have what's that guy's name, Jason Derulo, that makes those little skits and those dances and whatever, right? Yomaps posts his music videos on YouTube only,
Don't post anything else.
right? Like, okay, recognize him. Yes, he's got nice videos, maybe like music video of the year, but
It's not.
YouTube
It's
YouTuber
not
of the year.
content in that sense, at least to the way that I interpret it, because it's the song that you made and you added visuals to it. So it's not so much of a quote unquote content thing. I feel like it's more of it's not to say unfair, but I feel like it's the wrong metric of measurement
Yeah.
if you make music and you have videos, because first of all, if what was the criteria for him winning that particular award?
Bro, I have no
Is it
idea.
numbers?
I have no idea.
Because if it's numbers, then Yo Maps takes the cake every year.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
so
a
they-
no-brainer, right?
So there basically has to be a criteria.
Yeah.
That doesn't
But there has to
favor-
be a criteria, and also they should be able to separate and say, okay, content creator, right?
Mhm.
Because you see how these, I'll give an example of Mix. He had that, what was it called? Lusaka? What was it called? That thing that. Yes, they had
Yeah.
episodes and all of that.
That was brilliant.
You
That,
know what I mean?
that was deserving or something like that.
And not to say that he was the only one that was doing stuff like that, but I feel like if you're going to say YouTuber of the year, maybe that kind of content.
Yeah,
You know
that
what I
would have
mean?
made more sense.
I feel like it's difficult to use music as one of the things that you would consider, except if it's used in a manner outside of, oh, this is about marketing a song.
Yeah.
Because ultimately the video is about marketing a song, right?
Because even his mindset going into it, he's not going into it to say I'm a YouTuber. Like,
Mm.
but somebody who's doing content creation is going into it saying I'm a YouTuber.
They
and
care about the
this is what
subscribers.
I'm doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I feel like artists care
But
more about.
Believe you me, he also cares about his subscribers.
Yes,
He
Very
does.
much.
he does.
But that's not his
I think
focus
it's more
point.
about the views than it is about subscribers for artists.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
content
it's
creators,
a views game. It's a numbers game ultimately.
like YouTubers, what would be the difference with YouTubers?
It's the holistic approach, I feel.
Is
like. It's
the because you
everything
see like
from-
YouTubers
No, but
always be
look,
like, oh,
he's-
like and subscribe.
My thinking, right, is he's getting awards that are in one niche. He's got his own niche where he can win. When they have
That's what I'm
music
saying.
awards, let him win those.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Now the content creators and the YouTubers only have that award.
Right.
So why give
Why
it to
is
someone
he-
who's got different avenues to win from?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
That
think
part.
that's
true.
Yeah, I
Like I'm
agree.
saying, it's the wrong
That's not
metric
fair.
to measure.
Definitely
You-
was
I don't know what it is, but it's okay. Because there's also in Dinema, right? Who was a content creator who has switched over to making music.
yeah, but that's
And is winning music awards.
well,
Which
that's
is
the-
Yes,
which
but
is
that's
fine
the-
if he's existing in the
He
realm of
always be
music
around,
that
not
he's
for-
winning these
I see,
awards
yeah.
for. But if you're measuring him on his content, and the music is separate, that's a whole different thing. At least the way I feel.
And also, if Ndinema won an award for his music and won an award for his content, those are two separate things.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? if he went to the music awards, imagine he won Song of the Year for a song that played in his skit. Not an actual song, not a video, nothing. It just played in his skit, and then they said, "Oh yeah, Song of the Year."
What if the song is the skit? Like in the case of someone like Roadman Shack, right? What if the song is the skit?
Now that becomes content.
Which is what I feel like in Denema's music is.
That becomes content.
I don't think he's rapping to rap, like he said, it's a pipe dream. You know what I mean? Like he's not
He's
going
always
out,
wanted
he's
to be a
making
rapper.
skits
Now you're
and
giving him the word.
packaging them as songs.
Yeah.
You know? And I think the line is very blurred, but not to intrude.
It is a blurred line.
Sorry, we're making Nina look this way all the time.
No, but it is a blurred line, and I feel like maybe before these awards, there should be like a proper criteria so people know. And also, I feel like it's also because we don't really have so many award shows here in Zambia. So the fact that it was for content creators and social media, it was like, wow, finally something for the content creators and socials. Because all the awards are like music, film, you know, all of that stuff. So now the content creators are excited, like, oh, finally we're going to get recognized.
Yeah.
So that felt like,
Yeah, in a
I mean,
nutshell, like. it
and
was
I also would
fair.
like, I genuinely want to know if he actually even cared about that award.
Yeah, it's probably not something that he like, you know.
I mean,
Oh my
he
gosh.
did tell the Koch Awards to take back the award, bro. He said like my niggas, I'm bigger than y'all.
You know? So I don't think
He said he didn't want the award and he actually wanted to help in a different way, like maybe sponsor. Yes. So that's what I'm saying. If you even give that award now to him, did he appreciate it the way it would have
other
been
people
appreciated?
by other people, yeah.
An actual content creator.
Speaking of that, and not even to segue us too much, but
How did you even get voted into that category is a question.
it comes back. In fact, it leads me to another thing that I wanted to bring up because I feel like perhaps the people that are responsible for picking the people that are nominated
Yeah.
should be properly evaluated.
Yes.
Because to my mind and to my analysis, and also forgive me because I typically live under a rock. But to from the times when I do poke my head out, I oftentimes see that it's a lot of the same people in a lot of the same categories,
Yeah.
year in, year out.
Yeah.
And that's not even throwing any shade to them because people make great music, and if you're consistent, shout out to you.
Yeah.
But there's a couple debatables too when you measure these things, because there's the music that you hear when you're outside and you're exposed,
Yeah.
and then there's the songs that you see are the ones that are up for awards.
Yeah.
And similarly, I would also probably extend that, this being the first one from Zamto, but I would also probably extend that to say it would be nice to know more in depth the criteria that speaks to who gets nominated.
But do they actually make that public? Do they?
Not that I know of.
I don't think it's public information.
Probably not. It's either because maybe they're trying to be discreet or they just don't want a number of people having an influence over what goes on.
Okay, so anyway, speaking of social media and its awards, right? Hopefully, I mean it's the first one, so hopefully the next one will be bigger and better. And I'm sure they just started. So obviously there were some takeaways and the response from the public. They're like, oh yeah, we learned this and we learned that. So hopefully the next ones will be better. But also I want to ask, like, do you think social media, and I speak in terms of being a content creator, is more lucrative than like having an actual, I don't want to say actual career because that could be a career, but like than a 9 to 5, yeah. Especially in Zambia.
This is actually you know I don't think so because we haven't yet gotten there.
Yeah.
I think there are certain things, certain technological advancements that we don't have or that we haven't tapped into yet.
Consistent electricity.
Yeah.
Sorry. Carry on.
Wow.
there isn't enough consistency in like people actually growing, in that kind of industry at a faster rate. And it can even start from small things, like a question that was asked earlier, like, do we think that social media, like monetization of social media and content creation can fall into like a form of e-commerce? And like looking into that, it's not easy for people to reach that point.
Yeah.
Like you really have to put in a lot of work for you to actually start seeing money from your content. And like if we look at what e-commerce is, like the ability to just tap into like a market online. But then if you look at how we live here, it's so hard to purchase something online.
Yeah.
Like you don't trust the person on the other side. You're like, am I I don't
Am I
know.
getting scammed?
Yeah, am I getting scammed? That's your first thought when they're telling you pay. What's your payment plan? And you're like, why do I have to pay first? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's small things like that, because they're actually, and the rate of like scammers is actually very high these days. People wake up and sit and like plan this like a 9 to 5 to say like how many accounts are we going to hit, who are our targets, and it's these kind of things that keep people living in fear also. Like that's just like a small aspect of why it's taking time for us to like grow, kind of like a villager's mentality. Yeah, so I don't know if it like at this stage right now, if it can reach a point where people are actually, maybe those who are thriving, those who maybe are thriving off their already existing careers and like
Maybe then
popularity or whatever, yeah, like maybe those. But then as in you wake up today and say, I'm going to quit my job and start making money off content creation.
But do you think it's something that, like, obviously we're moving with the times, right?
Yeah.
We have AI for
Everything.
literally. Like
Clutch.
medicine AI, engineering AI, IT AI,
Is your
like
reports done?
music, even there's that AI artist that got signed.
Timberland.
Like if I speak,
Girl.
there's multi-million-dollar deal. AI.
That's insane.
Just
Money
like-
that it can't spend.
By the way,
Well, I guess the writer, the one that was writing the music, will spend the money.
The
but
ultimate finesse. AI wrote the music as well.
no, she wrote the songs, then found like an AI,
So like
created an
Is it?
AI
to like
sing.
produce and sing?
Yeah.
That's
Guys, you
so-
know,
It wasn't.
I listened to that album and I was so hooked. Then 2 days later, I'm on the internet and this is not a real person. I was so sad. I was so sad.
Girl, you were hurt.
I was so heartbroken. I felt so scammed. But anyway, do you think they should introduce maybe like more, how can I say it? Digitized courses, like from early, like teach kids how to code or content creation, videos, angles,
Or
how
how
to
to
edit.
Or how to actually use AI to like their advantage.
No, I'm not saying about AI. This is about content creation. Don't
move
digress.
from content
Well,
creation.
girl.
Come back here. Do you think they should, or we should, rather, I can't believe I'm at that doubt. Oh my god, I was thinking about it. Do you think that should be introduced from early? Do you think then maybe it would be more successful? Because I also feel like one of the reasons we're struggling to grow as an industry, obviously, is because even just the systems, the government, no shade to the government, but I mean, other countries.
Some shade.
Yeah.
I mean, in other countries, you have like say 10,000 followers. TikTok, you get paid off of TikTok. You get paid off of YouTube. You get paid off of Facebook. We don't have that here.
Oh, absolutely.
You get what I mean? So you don't necessarily have to like dance on your TikTok to make money, but it could be educational content. It could be skits. It could be singing. It could be poetry, right? But because we also don't have the systems in place that allow us to make money, usually these people make money from like ads or like brand deals, which also is not like they're just gonna come today and say, oh, 5,000 followers, do this,
Like
So,
kind of like thriving.
If maybe the sensitization started from early,
Mhm.
do you think the results would be different?
Like basically teaching them how to thrive off their own skills.
Yes.
Like how you'd see somebody's into fitness, they're a personal trainer, and all of a sudden they become like they create a meal plan and they're now selling that to you, like how they attain their goals, something like that.
Things of that nature.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, at least to the industry that I'm heavily involved in, everything to do with media, music, audio, visual, and everything. In my experience in the time that I've been back in Zambia, I've found that it's oftentimes, not even oftentimes, like the avenues are blocked
Yeah.
for generating income, well, digitally, let's say. I don't know what the behind the scenes looks like as far as how ZRA works, for instance, in you making any money from digital work. But I'm currently in a position where I can make money from international clients as well as local. But the moment I engage with them and they're willing to give me their money for the service that I can afford them, there's no way for me to get that money because we don't have, for instance, PayPal. Yeah. We don't have Pioneer. We don't have
Cash App.
Yeah, we don't have a bunch of these things that would make it easier for people from outside to help to pay for services. So it becomes, all right, I'm now restricted entirely
Yeah.
to where I'm physically located, dealing with people physically coming in for me. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of interest to be able to provide certain services, this, that, and the third, outside. But when it comes to getting paid for it, the money will go and sit in a PayPal that I can't access. So it becomes pointless. Now if you go extend that to any other form, for instance, the YouTube content creators, you could have the greatest numbers in the world, say a la a Yomaps. I'd be interested to know how he gets paid for having all those views, if he gets paid. If he doesn't get paid, that's a
I think there's a
damn
way you
shame.
can hack it.
Well, why do we have to hack it? That's the point. Because if there was infrastructure that was put in place so that anything that you're doing in terms of transaction online can translate, you pay your dividends to ZRA.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the thing that's owed to them. Of course, you need to be realistic about how much you're taking off of the things that people are making, because you don't want to overtax people. But ultimately, if there's a system in place where, all right, I made some money online, here's your cut ZRA, and whatever else needs to go into that, and then I'm free to spend my money, versus getting into big stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of room, because I've had to explore what it means to be able to get this money in, and ultimately it all comes back down to the same thing. It means I must go through backdoor methods of doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to make this happen.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. And I'm a law-abiding citizen. So I want the country to benefit from my taxes.
You wanna pay your tax?
Hey, yo, listen, I want to be above board at all times. But you don't give me an opportunity to do that. And so that avenue of income is closed. Now imagine if that's translated to anybody else who's doing anything that's digital.
And that's what makes it quite slow, like it's and you really can't even gauge like the progression,
Yeah.
It really has to just come from the top. There has to be like a systematic layout on how each and every party can get, what is owed to them, if they are putting a certain amount of content and work out there, that is very widely recognized, because it starts to feel, like pointless, and if this is supposed to be like a growing industry, what support are they willing to like offer to like help it thrive? And I think these are the questions that people should be asking. Yeah.
And to kind of also go back to answering your question, I believe it is lucrative. I believe that you can make money online today. 2020 taught us something, at least for the part of the world that I was in during the pandemic. It became so obvious that there's new paradigms at work. You can work in alternate environments. You can get paid for working at home. So if all of this is possible, infrastructure was created in the midst of the pandemic. Certain things were elevated like Zooms and things to allow everybody to be able to continue to work regardless of the circumstances.
Yeah.
So if you can do that, then surely in 2025, you can set it up so that there's proper legislation over how this works. You can set it up so that everybody has to do the right thing, and you can still make your money.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are in a position to be empowered, but can't do anything about it because of what we have going on currently.
That's true.
Okay, so my question again, do you think they should start from early?
Oh, and actually, yes. In fact, sorry, allow me to tag on to that one too. Being the proud father of a nearly 2-year-old who demonstrates ridiculous genius, I'm actually very scared about what to show him, you know. But more to the point, there's the potential for one as young as so to start to pick up on how the world that they're entering into operates, you know. And it amazes me each and every day when I see this nearly 2-year-old able to operate cell phones, televisions, knows where the keys go into which hole to do what, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
They demonstrate a significantly advanced level of intelligence compared to where we started off from, or at least I started off from.
Yeah,
I can't
speak
speak
for
for you
yourself,
guys.
sir.
Yeah, y'all were super
I will
intelligent.
speak for yourself.
Me, slow start. It took a while to get to where I'm at, and I'm still on that journey. But my son, streets ahead. He's like super far ahead. So if you can teach kids not just the how and the why, but also the flip side of these things, also the dangers to these things, of course, it's important to be responsible. You'll find that we'll be probably encouraging a generation of younger thinkers. But it's important to set up, again, the infrastructure so that they can thrive in it.
Yes. And I feel like because of how the world is moving now, right? Like I said, AI is it's coming, right? It's already here, actually. So when we were growing up, when we were in primary school, secondary school, obviously it's doctor, accountant,
Of course,
I don't know, finance, law. You know, we had like these set out careers. Like when you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I want to be a doctor. Right? But we didn't. Now, obviously, in our current reality, we can see that, oh, okay, yes, I'm a lawyer and I can do this too, right? I can be a lawyer and make music. I can be a banker and a DJ, or a pilot and a farmer, right?
You can literally be anything
Yeah,
you want to be.
Yes, but that's the thing. They didn't teach us that, right? So we sort of now had to figure it out now. And if you look at the Gen Zs that are coming up, they are very entrepreneurial. Like,
It's lovely to see.
they start from early thinking about, oh, what am I going to do? Hair, nails. They have these little nail bars and selling clothes, and the boys are selling sneakers, and all of those things. And I love it, right? So if even when they're in school, they're taught that they could be anything that they wanted to be, right? The African in me wants to say, obviously, he's trying to be a doctor first.
Have you considered that could be simply because the economy is just far worse than it used to be? When you sit and ask your parents,
It was better then, honestly, because how did they used to pay school fees for all of us?
they had one job,
Right?
They had a house.
All of us went to
Inflation-
school.
Inflation wasn't as high as it was then.
Right?
Your mother wasn't even working. She was
Just chilling, steady chilling.
So the comparison of the economy is
Shout out, Mama.
might also be why people have gotten more creative with time, right?
Yes.
And then also when you look at digital, for example, with learning from young, like Nina was saying, you have Zambia's digital literacy rate is just rubbish.
It's
We
in
have-
the gutter.
We have, if you measure it by statistics, like the number of internet users we have like 31 for every 100 people. Who
That's
know- who have
crazy.
used the internet before. In comparison, South Africa is 75.
And I was doing research for
That's crazy.
Is it Zambia? You know how
Hey.
that like
Those are big numbers.
I think the biggest one I've seen is the Visit Rwanda one, right? That's the one that's just been there. It's
Okay.
like Visit South Africa, like the tourism side, right?
Mhm.
And the biggest challenge we're facing, obviously, in the Visit Zambia campaign is that very few Zambians have access to the internet, right? So we are the ones who are supposed to, I don't want to say advertise, but make people want to go to Zambia.
Mhm.
But how can we? We don't even know.
The
It's
things.
unfortunate that
Like we don't even know what we have here. We
even
don't even know.
Most
Like
people haven't left the
the
places
people
that
who
they
have
if-
access to internet also by a high percentage do not have that much exposure. So you find even the things that they tap into or the things they're able to share as far as how much information has reached them or they're able to tap into. So that puts us in like a very restricted
yes, but already he said like
space.
31 out of 100 people.
Mm-hmm.
31 out of 100 people. That's 69 people
who are ignorant.
who have zero access to the internet, right?
That's insane.
So even that 31, we have to break it down because in that 31,
Yeah, exactly.
and how many people know what they're doing?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like we're talking about internet, Facebook, or internet TikTok, or be like actually using the internet,
Yeah.
right? So maybe
True.
that number also dropped significantly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, as a nation, we are so focused on so many things, but the things that we actually need to focus on, right? Because how can the world be fast forward, digital, and we're still struggling with internet connections? Because first of all, tell me why Airtel has not been working today.
Today, just it's been. Listen.
Like,
Alright, fine.
You
We're
get what I
doing
mean?
this. 'Cause I got some.
yes, but you get what I mean. So like, we want to achieve these great
Yeah.
things, but even just the small things, the tools that we need. Because okay, yes, we say we're going to start teaching the children early. You go to one school, the internet's not working 1 week. 1 week of
Is
lessons.
it also just the idea that we're still in a traditional kind of mindset as a people?
So what do you think about, you're talking about like payments coming in, right?
Mhm.
I would assume content creators help to export culture, right? So it's an
Yeah.
export.
It is.
Your content is an export, your culture is an
Good
export,
point, man.
and the more
Yes.
people buy into your culture and your content, the more people from your country are going to sell and make money, right? So the lack of infrastructure to receive payments and the lack of monetization make it difficult for us to export and to get paid for exports.
Yes.
So it's actually a real contribution which could be made towards GDP, which is not being done.
It's not being tapped into.
Mhm.
Because I also believe that sometimes if I believe something, right, I believe it from the bottom of my heart. And then you put me in a position of power. I am carrying my beliefs into that position
Exactly.
of power. So there's all of these new things, right? There's PayPal, there's what, but in my day, first of all, there was not even Airtel money. Because when that's Airtel money is crazy, you get what I mean? It's like Airtel
The money is in
the
my
money is in the
phone.
phone. Ah.
Yeah, like
I
it's a
go-
bit crazy.
Because there's one time I sent my grandma money on Airtel money. I said, when I sent the money, she's like, now what do you mean? I said, check your phone. She said, no. How can you send the money on the phone? And I said, you know what? That's crazy. So
Traditional
because
mindset.
they go into
Absolutely.
these positions of power. And also we have like a lot of people in positions of power do not have a willingness to learn. I said this with my chest, right? Because learning it's like a daily thing. There's no way you could ever be overeducated because there's always something to learn.
Oh, absolutely.
So you get into this position of power. You're thinking, okay, yeah, back in my day, this wasn't there, right? But this is what's happening. You find a young teen, like a young Gen Z person, like teach me your ways. You know, teach me your lingo. And they also keep you up to date with these things. And I feel like that would make such great leaders because then they're not just ruling the 1% or the 2% or the 3% of people who are there back back in the day,
Mm.
they're leading everyone because now you make room for all of us to flourish. Because you're thinking, oh, the people these days, this is how they make their money. They need PayPal, they need this, they need this. Oh, let me talk to the president of what or the shiny of what, and let's bring in these systems. But that's not happening.
I feel like we're at a stage where it's like those initiatives can only come through, like, you know how like each generation changes something. You know what I mean? And then like
So
at
we
the
need
point
at
the point at which the Gen Zs will be at their
okay,
peak.
it should be very alleged because
When the Gen Zs are at their peak,
yeah.
they're gonna bring all these initiatives to light. Because right now, who is gonna take the time out of their day to stand at the front lines and say, I'm fighting for this? Just as you said, you have to be passionate about it. Like when you step into a position of power, are you taking those passions with you? And then we're at a stage where people are kind of like comfortable and they're saturated. They're aware, we're aware, you know what I mean? But you're just like, let somebody else do it.
Right?
You know?
And that's the problem because you see how we're sitting here in this podcast talking about all the things that we see are wrong. We're going to go back home and sleep.
Exactly.
And then like this was just going to be one
No,
other
I'm
conversation.
gonna go
that we
home and
had.
teach my siblings how to be better people.
So
In
I
theory.
genuinely believe that if you see that there is a gap, right? There is a deficit.
Yeah.
There is something that's not happening that should be happening. Don't you then take responsibility for it?
Isn't that what we're taught?
Yeah.
No, they didn't teach us that actually. They didn't teach us that. They taught us to mind our own business. They told us to
Oh.
focus on the business that pays us. Actually, I will say this because when I said I was telling you to focus on the business that pays you, as long as you have a job, you have a house, you have the Zambian dream, job, house, car, children, wife, husband,
You're
whatever.
good.
You're good. You don't get to think about, oh, maybe I can change the world tomorrow. And that's what I'm saying. We need to shape the young minds to believe that they can actually change
So
the
they
world.
need to start learning early, just as you said.
You change the world on whose budget? Who's paying?
That's the problem, and this is the thing actually I wanted to interject with. One of the things that's been in my mind for quite some time really has been the death of Ubuntu, the village that trains up a child, the collective responsibility of everybody towards the well-being of everyone.
Yeah.
That's dead. That's done.
Oh, that died time ago, man.
Long time.
Yeah.
For time, G.
But
And
you
that's
know
the
why
problem.
it also died? Hunger.
Yes.
Because
much.
hunger makes you selfish.
Very much so. And if my hunger had to be weighed against your hunger, I'll feed my hunger before I feed yours.
I'm feeling my
And that's
people
the problem.
first. If I have some left over, sure, don't worry about it.
I got you.
But
And that's the absolute.
but before that, we're not gonna sit on the table and share equally.
In fact, that very point, if you're
Exactly.
sharing, you're not sharing equally.
Exactly.
And I believe that extends to every facet of human interaction in this our Zambia.
Yeah.
It's a death of Ubuntu, death of Kiindi Pamozi. We go together as far as it serves.
But like I said,
our
it
purpose.
died with all the old people.
And which kind of also ties into something that I believe you were saying, which is that there needs to be a changing of the blood, or changing of the old
The
guard,
generation.
because for a fact, the people that are are the ceiling or the cap on certain developments taking hold and becoming major are the older heads who believe that the world works a certain kind of way still.
Kind of like you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
It's unfortunate, but they also don't want to understand that they need to step aside. For instance, and me, I'm not a political person, I'm absolutely apathetic, but I do recall not too long ago when Mackie 2 announced his
Candidacy.
there was an MP, and I can't possibly remember her name, but there was an MP who went on record to say, those of us who are currently in the house, us the older heads, and I paraphrase, you'll forgive me if I get this wrong, but it's incumbent upon you to go and do some research. But she went on record to say something to the effect of, and I'll paraphrase, those of us who are currently in the house, us the older heads, we need to safeguard this space from the younger. Now, to me, that was very, very telling.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even just like a short stint. She's going for like a couple minutes. So to me, that's very telling because we have the old guard refusing to open the gates to the youngers to come and do something, to come and
Different.
educate.
Exactly.
Like you said, everybody can learn. Learning does not stop, and that's the thing that my father, 83 years, 82, somebody there, as he is, still teaches.
This is why if you go to a lot of these government institutions, you find somebody is in their 70s, 60s, they can barely function. You can see this man is struggling to even hear what you're saying, but he's still holding on to that seat. And like that's something that is very dangerous because not only are you just like limiting the youth from like coming to like shift a system.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah, like
And these are the people that you're leaving the world to.
exactly.
Because when the bureaucracy is crazy, do you know how difficult it is to get something approved? You know, like if one person is not in the office, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Like forget if that person says 2 weeks I'm not in the office, that means whatever it is you're trying to get done won't get done for 2 weeks.
It won't begin for 2 weeks. Because even the getting done in my experience.
Yeah, there's something I needed done. That could have been done in 3 days. I did it in 6 weeks. 6 weeks because they'll tell you, oh no, I go to this guy, go to this guy's office. When you go to this guy's office, guys, oh, it's just on Fridays. You go there on Friday, this guy's like, no, it's 12 hours, I'm working.
But with new blood, you have one person that can do all of that.
Yes, but that's the thing, and I feel like
Please, Chuma,
Like that.
ChatGPT video,
Chuma,
power and working internet. Here's the thing that you've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Next, here's the thing you've been waiting for. Next. We
I
don't
feel
have
like until all of that changes, we sort of just have to accept things for what they are now. But
there's a problem.
I will say that. I will say this that we clearly aren't happy about this, right? We clearly see the gap and like, you know what, this could be so much better. Yes, the economy is difficult, but it could be so much better. There's so many other ways to bring in income into the country. And like you said, content creation is an export. You see, content creation isn't like, oh yeah, just as many people watch our content. I'm going to give an example of Mr. Zimba, and I love that man. I know you all don't, but I love him so much.
I love him down.
I love him so much because he's authentically himself, and not only that, he makes a skit, right? You have people from the US, people from South Africa, people from China, people from Australia using his sounds, and that is an export.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So if we're thinking in that line, if all the content creators, who are plenty by the way, started making money off of their content, these people are sending in whatever currency they're using, USD, what. You can even charge only in USD because it's obviously globally recognized, right?
They don't know the quantity.
So you have all these people sending in money back into the country. Yes, you can even say, oh, content creators will charge you 10% or something tax, but it's income coming in. But our focus is only on, oh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do
So
that.
for those that don't know, are there actually content creation hubs where people can go and gather and like?
I've seen a few of them, but very
share-
few,
yeah.
like very few, and that's what I keep saying, that there's so much room.
Yeah.
And I say room because there's so much room for us to actually do something that could change it.
And we're gonna
We
One
can,
well-positioned person can
We
speak
can.
life into an industry and cause it to come to be.
We can, and also we need to start thinking like that, right? Your voice right now might not be that big of a deal,
Everybody's
but your voice could start the conversation. Your voice you could speak this to
Hello.
just the right person on the right Thursday,
Mabera,
and
are you listening?
yeah.
This is my voice now. We're having the conversation. Whoever needs to do this, do it.
do it.
Please, me, I'm trying to make money online and you're preventing it. I'm ready to pay my taxes, law abiding citizen. Don't
So
make
there's-
me use to my backdoor methods because they exist. Sorry.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yes, it's important in 2025.
It's very
Allegedly.
alleged.
I don't know anything about that. Sorry.
Okay, so I mean, we have stayed on the topic of content creation. So I want to speak about, we had Teachers Day just last week. Shout out to all our teachers.
Our teachers.
Thank
May
you
the
for
Easter happy
educating the
for
nations, etc. So I wanted to speak about the impact that teachers have on our lives and molding our characters and who we are and how we show up in the world. So this could be your lecturer, could be your teacher, primary school, high school, nursery school even.
Yeah.
So maybe like your favorite memory. It could be terrible. I have terrible ones.
Do we want to talk about where we went to school?
Is this like
I have terrible memories, and there's this one teacher, yeah. Like I said, I want to meet her. I was just gonna sit down. I don't want to like fight her, nothing. I was gonna sit her down and I was like, oh, what did I do to you?
what did I do to you? Yeah.
Because I was a kid and she really did like a number on me.
You're
You know,
carrying
like
some trauma, huh?
yes, because like it shaped how. I remember
Sorry,
I was.
not to laugh at your trauma.
No,
Sorry.
we can laugh about it. It's in the past now, so we can laugh at it. It's alright. But I was in the 8th grade, right? And that's like when you I was at a girls' school, right? I was at St. Mary's. So that's when you're trying to like figure yourself out. You know, you're slowly getting into teenage years and whatever. So there's so many things you don't like about yourself, things you like about yourself.
You're still figuring it out.
Yes, and this is like the comparative age, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this one time, I remember, I think I was in grade 9, but she was an up from grade 8, right?
Like,
Yeah, no,
That's
like,
a bit crazy.
no, honestly, she was an up from 8th grade because like, why?
Mad.
You know what I mean? Like,
site.
she just pick on me for like the most randomest of things. You know what I mean? I remember I used to rub my eyes when I was younger. So because I rubbed my eyes so much, my eyelids are dark, right? Tell me why I'm being punished for wearing makeup because my eyelids are dark.
Oh, damn.
Wait, what grade was that when you were wearing makeup?
I wasn't wearing makeup.
Oh.
My eyelids are dark. So she's like,
Oh,
no,
damn.
no one's eyelids look like that. So
Oh,
you're wearing makeup.
damn.
And back in the day, I think wipes were not very accessible because I could have wiped my face.
What did she make you do? What was the punishment?
It was just like the most weirdest of things. Like,
You
oh, you
wash
have
your
to stay later to class, what. Yeah, but when we washed our face, I was already punished. Like, the thing had already passed. What do you mean? So you can't even take it back because you already punished me.
Damn.
Yeah. And, so traumatized. So anyway, the one that scarred me, right, was...
That's not even the one.
No, that wasn't even the one. But it was like little things like that she'd do that... Like, you know, she just pick on me. I thought I was being picked on because I was always singled out.
Yeah.
I was a tomboy when I was growing up, right? So I was like very uncomfortable in clothing. Yeah. So I remember I was in 9th grade and it was after school, like we say back after school. And then me and my friends were in class, like at the back of the classroom, and we had our phones. So then she came and she's like, oh, you guys are not supposed to have phones in school, whatever. Tell me what? 4 other girls are with me. They have their phones. She takes mine.
Only yours.
Yes. And not only does she not just take my phone, she proceeds to read messages from my phone in front of everyone.
Well, to whom much is given, much is required.
Bruh.
I mean, you obviously...
No, she really bullied the hell out of you.
And for me, like, my biggest thing is I really wanted to, you know, when I was young, I didn't understand. I thought maybe it was something I did, right? I'm like, you know what, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, as a kid, obviously, we're very egotistic, so we try to carry blame for a lot of things because we think everything is our fault.
Yeah.
So I went through, I think, high school just believing that, right? That maybe I had a problem. Maybe it was because something I did or something I was. And she was present until 12th grade when I left that place, right? So for me, that really like scarred me because it shaped how I saw myself. I didn't realize it then, obviously because I'm a kid. But then you grow older and you're an adult, and then you wonder why you move a certain way or say certain things or do certain things, right? But that was so defining for me because after she did that, it wasn't just like, oh yeah, she's read your messages and everyone's there. But then now everyone at school is talking about it. Everyone at school is talking about your messages, everyone at school is in your business, and it's all of that, right? So my biggest question is, do we have like a psych evaluation for teachers?
I don't think we do, girl.
No, I want to know because like, do they just take it?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
No, but this is because you don't even like kids, but you're going to
So
teach
like
children.
was like your whole like high school experience traumatizing, or you had some people that actually had a positive
That's a good
impact?
question. Did you
on you?
have a flip side to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually. My history teacher. When I was like 10th grade, I met him in 10th grade when I started taking history. He was so fun. Like, he made history feel like an adventure. Like, when he's telling a story,
Yeah.
this is an essay, by the way. This is Zwangendaba and Shaka and them guys, right? But he would make you feel like you were actually there experiencing it with him. And I think that was my favorite part. That's why I got a 1 in history. Shout out Mr. Kasombi.
Shout out Mr. Kosonde.
Yeah, everyone.
Are we naming and shaming, by the way?
So, I'm
Yeah.
not going to mention her name,
You want to give
but I
her
hope she watches
15
this
seconds?
podcast.
Well, we can mention the name because then.
Yeah, because you know how you also have this. Oh, and she also would say stuff like, "You're never gonna be anything. You're just gonna be there."
Hey, let's go.
That's a bit crazy.
All right,
That's
what's
a
your
stretch.
Let me.
We need to shout her out.
Yeah.
Also, I understand she was probably frustrated because she was single.
Probably 35 and
All right.
single.
She was Miss. Why were we calling her Miss? Clearly, she was.
There's
married.
nothing, there's anything wrong with being 35 and single.
No. Nothing wrong with that. We're just saying that
We just say she was probably, you know,
Just
Tell
taking her
my
frustration.
story
in the
now.
States.
I mean, still taking frustrations with us because like, what did we do? And why are you finding like a teenager's messages entertaining, by the way? Entertaining enough to read in front of the school?
How many messages did she read?
Bruh, she went through the entire inbox. Like,
Can you recall how old this lady might
I
have
don't
been?
remember how old she was, but she was old.
What would
Probably
you, if you
like-
had to guess,
like late 30s or mid 30s.
Like 30s, bruh, like 30s.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was
single.
like this lady who came,
Unfortunate.
she was our, what do you call those?
Yeah, you know.
I can see it.
What do you call those teachers that are like, not your teacher, but they're your teacher for a moment?
Substitute.
Yeah, she was a substitute
Ah.
and she was so hot. This lady, she was so young and she was so pretty and she used to get dropped off in this like gorgeous car, right? She hated her. Oh my god. Yo, she's like, she was like had something to say.
Or
about it.
chatting shit, saying
Yeah,
something
then I
funny.
realized that she was the problem. But then I was too young, so I still
You
felt
couldn't
like,
see from that.
yeah, but now looking back, I understand that you were the problem.
What does the recovery from something like that look like?
Awareness.
Mm.
I think once you're aware of the thing, you can actually start to now like detach from the thing. Once you're, because you know you're not aware, right? You operate in that thing, and that thing is just so familiar. It's like, oh, this is just how I am, this is what I do. But once you are aware that, okay, you know what, this is what happened to me,
And this is
and
why
this
I
is
do
what
this.
it did to me,
Mm.
and this is why I do this.
And from there, like,
From there is when you can be like, you know what, I don't want to move like this anymore. Because it's your responsibility now. You can't be 35 and say, I was traumatized when I was 5 years old.
No.
Yeah, yes, you were. You ain't 5 no more.
Mm.
yeah.
You give the thing a face and a name, and you call it out every time
And
that
I
it
think
shows up.
you just pick it up like that as an adult. You learn to not internalize and over
And I
personalize
feel
things.
like the biggest
You
Not
part
know?
everybody though,
the biggest part of healing
Not
is
everybody's
actually
True.
accountability.
Yeah.
and not everybody's that well adjusted.
Yes, because every time you blame someone else
Mm-hmm.
for your situation, for like, this happened to me, and not to say that real things did not happen. No, that's not what I'm saying. You can acknowledge the thing that happened, but it's your responsibility now. It's your life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Whoever did whatever they did to you, bro, they're probably there. They're living.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you stay in that place, the place of I'm a victim and this happened to me and this and this and this and that's why I do this. Or I'm this because I have daddy issues, or I'm this because I have mommy issues. Yeah, and
And like you considering that there are certain scars that take longer to heal than others, but what's important is just the self-awareness you talked
Yes.
about. Like, be very aware of yourself. Know when you're giving a trauma response to something.
exactly.
Because it happens to the best of us. There's some things that we still haven't gotten over, like as adults. You know what I mean? Like, you can be accountable, you can be aware, but they still fuck you up every day.
One thing I learned is that adults are just kids in adult bodies.
Exactly.
I promise you that.
Like,
I promise you that. Have you seen how happy men are when they're just being silly?
yes. Men get so happy
Men
by
are so
doing stupid
happy.
shit.
Like, don't even
Like,
men could be
They
doing,
light
like,
up like little
men
children.
could be doing like the dumbest of things, and they are so.
Have you just
happy.
seen those videos of like Indian guys standing in a room, and it could be like 5 or 10 of them, then they light fireworks in the same room,
Right.
and then they start running, and I'm just like, what's going on here?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we all just have this like inner child who just wanted to be seen.
Yeah.
And that's why I also feel like it's very important also as an adult to do some childish shit. Like, childish stuff.
Little.
Because like you want to be so rigid and so this is how I should live my life so much. No.
You know what? We are all hypocrites. And I'll tell you why. We're all hypocrites because when Michael Jackson tried to do the same damn thing as an adult, we called him a pedophile.
Oh, by creating a play park at his home?
Just enjoying childish stuff.
Wait, you can't say we.
like-
First of all, you called him yourself.
Oh, damn him.
Number one. Because I was a child. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, I think what really helped me move on from the thing that happened to me in high school was the awareness. And awareness doesn't mean they're healed. Okay? Awareness doesn't mean, oh, it's gone, we fixed the problem. Awareness just gives the problem a face. Because that way
You're able to
you can
identify.
recognize it and identify it when it comes.
Exactly.
So there's so many things so many little comments that she'd make, and I think that's where my body dysmorphia came from, because my body started developing when I was younger, right? It's like I'm 15, my ass looks like that.
It's like a dog.
Right, but then at that point also, like, you don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, my friend said I got a big butt.
Like, I don't even know what this is.
Yo. You've actually just reminded me.
Like, I actually also used to feel a bit uncomfortable, like, having wider hips. And I'm just like, I'm fat. Oh my God.
You both just reminded me of it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so perhaps the generations are telling now.
Yeah.
Because when I was about that age, when also around me, girls were developing too.
Yeah.
It was a thing to be mocked for.
Right?
Not a thing to be
Yes.
sexualized.
I was
Not a
about
thing
to say
that's-
something.
Nah.
I was about to be red flag.
Call it what it is.
Let's keep it PG.
No,
Let's keep it
no,
PG.
but let's just be honest.
Self-awareness, let's be honest.
Being skinny was a thing.
Yes.
I don't know why it was, but it was.
It was a thing.
You had to be skinny, you had to be small.
All of that stuff. The
And
moment
there was
you
also
start
a point
getting
where you
bigger,
had to be
Yeah.
it
light
gets
skin.
crazy.
There was also
You're
a point
right.
where you had to be light skin actually.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Because
And
that light
it's
skin
just
thing
like-
was
yes.
actually a thing.
That
Like,
one,
Are you done?
I was just like, excuse the fuck out of
Are
me.
you crazy?
Just
Chocolate. Just time.
Yeah.
Strawberry,
Like
baby.
the chocolate baby too.
I feel like I need to also just pause this real quick because the reason I even went the non-PG way is because in from my perspective under the rock I live in,
Yeah.
when I do come across things that are typically in the social scene, in the social sphere, the things that people are typically talking about, a lot of the times I come to find that a lot of that content, if you will, is around or is geared or is aimed towards or is coming from the children, the younger. I mean, it's not to say that the adults are not also setting a great example of how not to do stuff.
They were not though.
But yeah, now when I think about it from that perspective of when I was a kid, growing up around girls who are growing up in that same manner, who are
Yeah.
also going through their
Developing
own
and
little
stuff.
phases of things. Because I mean, as guys, we also went through it. So
Without us.
you know what I'm saying. But when you're growing up around that, you find that it's like I said, it's a thing to be mocked.
Yeah.
It's a thing that people would pick on you for. Oh look, she's got boobs. Oh look, she this that.
Bro, like I didn't choose this.
I mean, even you feel weird about it. But now, I shudder to imagine what it is today in the high schools.
Yeah.
Because
So actually
I was on
experience
the
it.
cusp of that little delicate balance. And today we are in the era, and this was me pre-cell phone. Today we're in the era of cell phones and the influences that come there.
Yeah.
What does that mean? You know, and that's crazy. For me.
It's a bit different
And then
because
Shorty got a big old butt.
Right.
To be fair, if the songs are counting, then
This
we
time
had a
around,
I like
we're
big
living
butts
in
and
like
I
a
like-
generation where like younger girls know what it means to be thick, and they actually glorify it when they got a little booty, you know what I mean? And like us who felt a little bit insecure about like being thick, for them it's like a thing. And I noticed from small things, but I have a little sister, she does like weird small things, like she makes like weird requests like every month, and you can tell this is more influence from school. So like this time around she'll come and say, I want to start wearing fishnets to school.
Are you crazy?
And I'm just like, you want to wear fishnets in your skirt? And she's like, yeah, can I make my skirt shorter too? And it's just like, okay, you're probably learning this from wherever it is that you're from, because I ain't telling you to do that.
This
You know
must
what I
be the
mean?
normalized behavior.
Exactly. So it's
She
like
must have
there's,
seen someone with.
yeah,
Or
I'm
a
like-
series of someone's repeatedly.
and like it's like the mob influence amongst little kids is very insane.
It's crazy.
Peer pressure.
The peer pressure, it's very insane. Like they're able to influence each other just by being. You know, like
Just by existing.
yeah. And in fact, one person just comes and calls the shots, and like they're all in sync now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the fact they have phones, they can, you know, they can search on stuff, they can text each other, they can share ideas. So it's different. They're not like us who had like a limited access to like knowledge or information to even know what is actually popping or what is good for us, you know. But
Yeah.
even just then at the time, the stereotype was still the same.
It was so crazy back then because I mean I'm 12. Okay, I'm 13. I do not care about what my body looks like.
I think
I want to be a kid, and also sometimes I don't think teachers realize this could not just be teachers, could be parents as well, or just adults. That now I had to grow older, quicker, because you've put this idea in my head, and now you're telling me, oh, that's what men like,
yeah.
right? So now I'm 13. I don't care about men. Okay, I care about Hannah Montana and stuff,
Yeah.
right? But now that idea is in my head, so I was so uncomfortable, and I was a tomboy till 12th grade. I was always wearing baggy
And
clothes,
that's the story of every girl that was
t-shirts,
a
and
little
everything,
bit
like
bigger.
oversized shirts, because like it's like I don't want anything that's going to show the way my body's set
And
up
like
and
that's
stuff.
the way I dress too,
And I
you know.
hated it.
Like I would always wear like sneakers and hoodies, and you know, like I would always just like want to be covered up.
Yeah.
Until like I had this friend that was very feminine, Vanessa. She was my friend in high school, and like we haven't spoken like for years, but she just left a very bright impact on me. Sometimes you just need somebody else to like show you to say, hey, cause like I know that a lot of people that have had older sisters got this experience, but for me who grew up in a house of boys, my older siblings are boys, you know what I mean? So like I didn't have even that in my environment. I mean, like, yeah, your mom will only go so far, you know, like only start teaching you how to be feminine intensively at a certain age, you know. When you're younger, it's like she doesn't need that right now, you know what I mean? But then like if you have an older sister, they'll be teaching you like life hacks like when you're very young to say, oh, don't do this, don't do that, or this is like this. So I snapped out of my tomboy phase through friends, you know what I mean? Like telling you to say, oh, hey, you can actually be feminine like this, or you know, you can actually be more relaxed. You don't have to cover yourself up just because you're a little bit thicker or you're a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? And like thank God today that's not the case.
I don't remember when I snapped out of it, but it was later in life. Because I remember even when I went to uni, I was still
When I
trying
went
to-
into uni, I was
like I tried, like
flower.
I had like feminine moments, you know, where like some days
Yeah,
where
you
dressed
like
a
blue.
girl,
Uh-huh.
but I was so comfortable with the guys. I was so comfortable with guys' clothes,
I feel you.
and that was just who I was until like later. But to come into a place where I was fully accepting of my body and what I looked like, if I tell you that happened like 2 years ago, that's what happened. Because my entire life, even when I stopped dressing like a guy, I still would punish
The
myself in the
mindset.
mirror. I'd stand there and I'm like, oh, this is too big, this is too small, this is too what, this is too what.
Yeah.
And that's why I say like teachers have a very
Big impact.
Very,
big
very big.
impact on your students. It might not seem that serious because they go home, right? But they spend, I think, 3/4 of their day with you. So the words that you use with them, they impact them. They might not be that serious. Or you even forget what you said. But they don't. Like they stick. You know, they really do stick. And sometimes I'm so worried because I'm like, ish, my daughter goes to school and then a teacher says something crazy. How am I going to react? Or how am I going to feel? But what's crazy is you can even go and be the crazy parent at the school, right? But the words have already been spoken.
Yeah. True.
The effect will be regardless unless you can catch it.
I don't think I've ever had like a negative experience with like a teacher that has had a vendetta towards me.
So who was your
It's-
favorite teacher?
Hey, and what did they teach you?
Since you had no negative experiences.
I mean, like
That's
I feel
the
like
competition.
the negative experiences fell in line with more of you're getting a group punishment, or you know somebody has done something, so you're also taking the fall kind of situation. But I was never really targeted. I feel like I had a very smooth transition, and even like when I got into like uni, high school, my final year, my two favorite teachers were my literature and my business teacher,
Respect.
business studies teacher.
Come on now.
Like my literature teacher would always praise my handwriting. He was just like, you have like an amazing handwriting, and that just
You want to just write?
and like that made me grow a love for literature, because I was just like, oh, every time I step into this room I get acknowledged for this, so let me actually like dive into this stuff, you know what I mean? It made me grow a passion, and I realized that I was so good at it. Like every time he wanted to articulate like a story or a poem, he would ask me to like stand up and like tell the class what I thought. And you know, that made me feel like my opinion was valued. That made me feel like he could recognize
So
that
seen,
I'm
yeah.
good at something. Yeah.
Did it put a target on your back
I
as well
felt
from your own
seen.
classmates?
Well, not really.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's everything.
Maybe, I don't know. If you had like a vendetta, that's on you. I don't give a damn. Never have. So yeah, like that made me feel seen in the moment, you know. And like I really appreciate that. Mr. Mwenya, bless up to you.
Hey, shout out
And
to
like my business studies teacher, like I would always talk about how like I wanted to like own my own business. I never knew what it, you know, what it meant or what it was. But the more I learned the subject, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is actually interesting, you know. And like he helped me. There's a time like he sat down with me and told me to say like, as a like if you were to be an adult 5 years from now, like what would you see yourself, you know, doing? Like would you see yourself like working or like being a business person? And I told him, I said like I see myself being a business person. Then like he explained to me certain things to say like, you know, you could start off corporate and then branch off.
Yeah.
If it's your passion, it will find you.
Wherever you are.
Yeah, you'll still go hard. Just, you know, make sure that if you're gonna dedicate yourself to this kind of thing, be passionate about it.
Yeah.
And like for me, that's just also shaped the way that I look at business today. Because like if it wasn't for him, I feel like I would have just been I would have taken it like very casually, like it's just a subject, you know what I mean? But like he taught me how to grow a passion for it. And yeah, and I feel like those are the two experiences I feel like that have just like really shaped me today, in so many ways.
Positive authority
Yeah.
figure situation going on throughout high school.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And considering that a lot of people don't typically get that because of whatever circumstances, sometimes it's the state of the school system,
Mm-hmm.
or you'll forgive me, but possibly even like in the case of some things that we hear, the government schools
Yeah.
are understaffed, or the teachers are underpaid, underappreciated
So
as
you
a
find
result.
the effort that they put into,
Precisely.
like even just uplifting a child is very minimal.
Yeah, no, it's
They don't consider to say, oh, I'm
Mhm.
shaping a young mind for the
Mhm.
future.
Mhm.
I'm just teaching them what they need to know now so that they can get the good grade.
Mm-hmm. This is everything that you need to know to answer the questions that will come in the exam,
That's
which
all.
will test you on how well you
It's,
memorize
it's,
stuff.
it's most of the time not about mentorship.
No, never. So I'm personally fortunate that the schools that I attended, because I also understand the disparity between the government schools and the private schools.
Private schools,
But
yeah.
I'm fortunate that the schools that I attended were private, so I got a little more.
Fortunately.
A lot more.
Not unfortunate.
No, I mean.
I'll be with you on that one.
I
It ain't unfortunate.
Listen.
It's very fortunate.
I don't hold it against my parents that they sent me there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I kind of also see that disparity in how things worked out, because in my regular everyday exposure when I wasn't at school,
Mm-hmm.
I was surrounded by people who were in government schools.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother runs an orphanage,
Okay.
and the children from there go to the government schools. So I would be around them all the time, and I could see also the difference in the way in which we approached things, or in terms of like from the educational standpoint, because like one of my best friends is also my sister is from there, and we like to joke that all of our milestones always lined up. We graduated at the same time, we went to the same place for tuition, we got married at the same time, we had kids about the same time, the whole nine, But for me, from where I stand, there's that little duality of how things are. Because I know for a fact that the teachers at the school I attended were paid on time. Every Monday. Unless otherwise.
Yeah.
Or unless things changed after I left. I never ever had a situation where I witnessed the teachers complain. And I had pretty decent relationships rather with the teachers. With a lot of the teachers. And I imagine it would be one of the things that they might say out of turn perhaps.
Yeah.
Might be a thing that they say, and that never ever happened. And I can also tell from the way that they taught me in hindsight that these people were comfy. They were not
they were comfortable.
upset about
They were
coming
not
to
doing
work.
it because they had to.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad about coming to work. To the point where the people that did decide to take me under their wing, like for whatever reasons that they chose, could do so. Like one of my fondest memories of high school was my mathematics teacher. To be fair, to be absolutely clear too, my mathematics, not bad. But when you examine me, probably terrible. This man, Mr. Duodu, and shout out to you, sir. I hope that he's still with us on this physical plane, and I do hope for a day when I can actually track him down. I'm trying to right now. By the way, if you see this, Mr. Dodo, I'm trying to reach you.
Okay.
But I am trying to track him down because for me it was this man by force took me from being an E student in mathematics over a period of about 3 months to passing my exams with a C. By force. And when I tell you by force, I mean, so he was the HOD of our IT department. And basically that afforded him the power and the latitude to do stuff when it came to the IT department. And I was super Mr. IT. I was all about computers. In the early 2000s, this was about the time that I just gotten myself a bootleg copy of FL Studio.
Okay.
And I had installed it on one of the computers in the IT lab of the boarding school that I
Yeah,
attended.
very proud.
Actually, not just one, a bunch of them in case I ever got mixed up in the mixed up in the rotation. So I always had a computer. But whenever Mr. Dodo would walk in and he sees that I'm in the lab, it doesn't matter what he came in there for. He immediately makes a beeline for where I am. And the moment he shows up, he's over my shoulder looking at what I'm doing. If I
Like you're wishing porn or something.
I mean, first of all, no, never mind.
It's a
It was more
genuine
micromanaging, but okay.
No, it's a genuine question.
You know what? Because the camera's here. But so it was one of those things. He'd be over their shoulder looking at what I'm doing, and be like, "This looks like entertainment to me." So if you have time for entertainment, then you have time to come to my office, and that's what that will become. This man will take me by the power vested in him by the owners of the school, making him the head for IT, would take me out of the IT lab, and we go and sit for however long that he's got until the end of his shift. So if that's 15 hours, until 17 hours, this man is running me through mathematics drills. Crazy stuff. Sine, log, finish.
So did he like impact you positively or negatively?
Oh yeah. Super positive. So like I was telling Priscilla, this man by force took me from being an E student over the course of 3 months, leading up to my exam, to passing my exams with a C plus.
Shut up.
Mr. Dodo,
Yeah, shout out to you.
sir, I have no shame whatsoever. Thank you very much. I love you, sir. Because of you, I know how numbers work.
So, looking at the impact that we feel or that we can see vividly through experience and just even current, ongoing situations, what reforms do we feel like the Ministry of Education can like
Psych
implement
evaluations.
and put out there, to like help
That has to be the first one.
help the mentorship of young boys and girls,
Psych evaluation.
Super important.
So important because
of teachers, eh?
if you're a crazy person, the kids will be crazy.
Yeah, there's no need for you to be mentoring kids if you're unstable, if you're emotionally imbalanced, you can't contain yourself, you've got a low EQ. Like, I feel like the criteria, like they're constantly shifting the criteria of, so many things, even like the criteria for you to be president has changed, you know what I mean? Like, why can't they implement that to like other aspects as well? Because if you look at it, I feel like it would really
The
make
police.
sense. Like, what do they call this? Policy evaluation.
I think I will acknowledge that teachers obviously in private schools do better than
Absolutely.
teachers in government schools for various reasons. Obviously, private school you get paid better,
On time.
the classroom is smaller,
Yeah.
you have like a set schedule, all of those things. And then government schools, however, have maybe 60 plus students in one class. They have the salaries are low, benefits are low as well. But one thing I do believe is being a teacher isn't just a job, it's a calling, right? Because you are about to shape the next president, the next minister, the next doctor, the next what, right?
Or break them.
Exactly. And because they have that power without realizing it is what's dangerous. Because I feel like a lot of teachers also do not understand the power that they carry in shaping these young minds. Because you go to that class, maybe you just say this one random statement to this kid, like, why are you so down? That's why you'll never do anything. And maybe that could have been like a moment of anger, and you didn't even mean it like that. And then you move on from it, but that kid doesn't.
And like most schools in the States actually have social guidance counselors.
Yes,
For
and
people
we
to help you
don't
navigate
have
your day to day, because it is very important and vital for a child or a young mind growing up.
Yes, but I also don't want to just use the negative, right? Because even the positive, like you spoke about your teacher, and
Yeah.
how they shape you.
Let's go. So, Black Logic is in effect.
Shout out Zesco
So, yes, Nina, as you were saying, this is a Zesco episode.
for dark mode.
This is lit.
It's
Literally.
Literally.
He's so happy.
So